Personal attack, argument ad hominem. These fallacies try to divert attention from the facts of an argument by attacking the motives or character of person making the argument. The public should not take seriously Dr. Magen's plan for improving country health services. He's a former alcoholic whose wife recently divorced him. This attack on Dr. Mason's character says nothing about the quality of his plan. Sometimes a connection exists between a person's private and public lives. For example, in a case of conflict of interest, however, no evidence of such connection is presented here. Number 4. Jumping to a conclusion, sometimes called the hasty or sweeping generalization. This fallacy occurs when a conclusion is reached on the basis of too little evidence. Because our son benefited from homeschooling, every child should be educated in this way. Perhaps all the children would benefit from homeschooling and perhaps not. But no conclusion about children in general can be reached on the basis of just one child's experience. Number 5. False dilemma, either or fallacy. This fallacy occurs when the writer suggests that only two alternatives exist even though there are many of other alternatives. We must choose between life and death, between intervention and genocide. No one can be neutral on this issue. An argument like this oversimplifies an issue and forces people to choose between extremes instead of exploring more moderate positions. Equivocation. This fallacy occurs when the meaning of a key term changes at some point in argument. Equivocation makes it seem as if a conclusion follows up from premises when it actually does not. As a human endeavor, computers are praiseworthy and even remarkable accomplishment. But how human can we hope to be if we rely on computers to make our decisions? The use of human in the first sentence refers to the entire human race. In the second sentence, human means merciful or civilized. By sharply shifting this term to refer to qualities characteristic of people as opposed to the machines, the writers make the argument seem more sound than it is. Red herring. This fallacy occurs when the focus of an argument is shifted to divert the audience from the actual cause or issue. The mayor had proposed building a new sports stadium. How can he even consider allocating millions of dollars to this scheme when so many professional athletes are being paid such high salaries? The focus of this argument should be the merits of the sports stadium. Instead, the right shifts to the irrelevant issue of athletes' high salaries. Number 8. You also are too poor. This fallacy asserts that an opponent's argument has no value because the opponent does not follow his or her own advice. How can the judge favor stronger penalties for convicted drug dealers? During his confirmation hearings, he admitted smoking marijuana when he was in college. Number 9. Appeal to doubtful authority. Often people will attempt to strengthen an argument with references to experts or famous people. These appeals are valid when the person referred to is an expert in the area being discussed. They are not valid, however, when the individual cited have no expertise on the issue. According to Diane Shaw, interest rates will remain low during the next fiscal year. Although Diane Shaw is a respected journalist, she is not an expert in business or finance. Therefore, her pronouncements about interest rates are no more than a personal opinion or at best an educated guess. Number 10. Misleading statistics. Although statistics are a powerful form of factual evidence, they can be misrepresented or distorted in an attempt to influence an audience. Women will never be competent firefighters. After all, 50% of the women in the city's training program fail exam. Here, the writer has neglected to mention that there were only two women in the program, because this statistic is not based on a large enough sample. It cannot be used as evidence to support the argument. Number 11, post hoc ergo propter hoc. After this, therefore because of this. This fallacy, known as post hoc reasoning, assumes that because two events occur close together in time, the first must be the cause of the second. Every time a Republican is elected president, a recession follows. If we want to avoid another recession, we should elect a Democrat. Even if it were true that recessions always occur during the tenure of Republican presidents, no causal connection has been established. Number 12, non sequitur. It does not follow. This fallacy occurs when a statement does not logically follow from a previous statement. Disarmament weakened the United States after the First World War. Disarmament also weakened the United States after the Vietnam War. For this reason, the CTG forced to limit gun sales will weaken the United States. The historical effects of disarmament have nothing to do with the current efforts to control the sale of guns. Therefore, the conclusion is a non sequitur.